In an offseason filled with quarterback uncertainty, the Pittsburgh Steelers are bringing back two-time Super Bowl champion Ben Roethlisberger. The 38-year-old is 3 years removed from passing for over 5,000 yards, and now he looks to return for one more shot at a championship run. First, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss an upload on our way to 100K. Stick around until the end of the video to find out how you can win an NFL jersey of your choice. In order to stay with the team, Roethlisberger willingly took a pay cut to make this deal work. The Steelers will cut his salary from $19 million to $14 million in this last year of his contract. This is a great move by the organization as it lowered the cap hit for the team by $15 million. Ben would have been an insane $41.2 million cap hit this upcoming season. It would have been the biggest cap hit in the entire league and one of two that is more than $40 million, joining Matt Ryan. Additionally, the Steelers have other offseason decisions to make, most notably Juju Smith-Schuster. The Steelers' 2018 second-round pick recently told TMZ that he wants to continue to play in Pittsburgh, saying, "At the end of the day, I want to have my legacy in Pittsburgh and retire there. I don't want to leave." Maybe the Steelers will use some of that extra money to invest in Juju returning next season, but I wouldn't count on that based off of his most recent tweet where Juju stated, "No matter what happens this week, if I'm back or if I'm somewhere else, just know that I will never see Pittsburgh as just 4 years of my life, but a part of who I am. I'll always carry that tough, blue-collar spirit for the rest of my life. I love you, Pittsburgh." The issues only continue from there for the Steelers front office. Maurkice Pouncey already announced his retirement, but Pittsburgh now has to find solutions with Joe Hayden and Eric Ebron, both of which would be players to watch in a trade or to be cut. Longtime standouts Bud Dupree and Alejandro Villanueva will hit the open market, along with James Conner, who is coming off of a less than ideal season on the ground, highlighting the weakest part of the Steelers' game. Before the news came out about Ben returning, Roethlisberger met with Steelers president Art Rooney II. Rooney released a statement that Wednesday morning stating, "Ben Roethlisberger and I met yesterday morning and we had a productive meeting. We were able to discuss a lot of things that relate to where we are and where we want to go. Ben assured me that he is committed to coming back to help us win, and I told Ben that we would like to have him back to help us win a championship. We both understand that the next step is to work out Ben's contract situation." This statement alone only solidified the thoughts of fans who were banking on Ben coming back to play this next season. But while some fans still love Ben and would love to see him play another year, it's no secret that fans and analysts alike share some concern. The Roethlisberger situation was bleak going into last season. He came off of Tommy John surgery in 2019 to put together a stellar start to 2020, in which he led the Steelers out to an 11-0 record before falling to Washington. From there, Pittsburgh crumbled, finishing 12-4 before losing to the Cleveland Browns in the wildcard round. The season clearly didn't have the end they hoped for, but Roethlisberger showed that he was still able to play, passing for 3,803 yards and 33 touchdowns. While Ben did put together a solid season, it was clear that the Steelers' strength lied on the other side of the ball. Pittsburgh finished the year with the third best defensive unit, trailing only the Los Angeles Rams and Washington. It seems as though Pittsburgh believes that they can make another run at a Super Bowl before Roethlisberger hangs up his cleats, and there is good reason to believe so after last year. But it's also been over a decade since the Steelers last made a Super Bowl. A full decade before last season, the Steelers went 12-4 in 2010. Roethlisberger passed for 3,200 yards and 17 touchdowns in the regular season before the Steelers made a deep playoff run, knocking off both the Baltimore Ravens and New York Jets to make the big game. Roethlisberger was in search of his third ring, but Pittsburgh fell short 31-25 to the Green Bay Packers. It's been a long time since, and I'm willing to bet some viewers weren't even alive the last time Roethlisberger held up the Lombardi Trophy in 2008. The Steelers went 12-4 behind Roethlisberger, passing for 3,301 yards and 17 touchdowns. Then, in the playoffs, the Steelers ran through the San Diego Chargers and Ravens en route to a colossal matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. The Steelers walked away victorious, 27-23, but not before Roethlisberger connected on one of the most famous plays of his career. Down by 3 with 43 seconds remaining, Roethlisberger took the snap and delivered one of the greatest throws of his career, putting the ball only where his wideout Santonio Holmes could get it. Holmes, with 3 defenders in the back corner of the end zone, made a career-altering grab, forever cementing himself in NFL history. His heroics came 3 years after he captured his first Super Bowl victory in only his second year in the pros. Despite missing 4 games with a knee injury, Roethlisberger went 9-3 and passed for 2,385 yards and 17 touchdowns. In the playoffs, the Steelers took down Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts before downing Manning's future squad, the Denver Broncos, to set up a Super Bowl matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. In the contest, the Steelers took care of business 27-10 to take home the Lombardi Trophy. Without any doubt, Roethlisberger has been a star since the Steelers took him with the 11th pick in the 2004 NFL Draft. He delivered one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time, having to take over after both Tommy Maddox and Charlie Batch got hurt. He went 13-0 and passed for 2,621 yards and 17 touchdowns, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year before the Steelers bowed out in the AFC Championship to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. This offseason, we saw the retirement of 2 future greats, Drew Brees and Philip Rivers. It's going to be odd not seeing Brees and Rivers, but at least we're not losing Roethlisberger in the same period. That 2004 NFL Draft was one of the greatest of all time, but after the retirement of Rivers, Brees, and Eli Manning, only one quarterback from the class is left standing. I know what you're thinking, face cam, what is this? Just hold on, let the video finish, we'll explain. This past season, Ben finished 22nd when it came to QBR and 16th when it came to passing yards. At this point in his career, the question isn't so much whether or not he can play, because clearly he's shown the ability to be able to, with only 15% of his passes being deemed uncatchable. On top of that, he did just come off of a season where he threw 33 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. So yeah, he can still play. But the real question here is whether or not he's good enough to really make them championship contenders. Owner Art Rooney II came out in a recent statement stating, "His arm, I would say, is as strong or almost as strong as ever. So I think he's certainly capable of getting the job done." I'm absolutely confident that they wouldn't have even thought about bringing Ben back if they weren't absolutely confident that he was able to play at a championship level. Personally for me though, I find it extremely unlikely that the Steelers will walk away with another ring before Ben hangs up his cleats. I really think that there's only one way that they could bring them to the Super Bowl, and that's really leaning on the defense. Now, while their defense is fantastic, the way they crumbled at the end of last season does leave some concerns going into this next season. But even if his defense can play at an elite level, I think that we could see Ben have a Philip Rivers-like final season in the league, which was good. Philip Rivers passed for over 4,000 yards, but unfortunately his team did bow out in the early playoffs. But with all that being said, if the state of Ben's body isn't at a top tier level, unfortunately there is a possibility that we could see a final Peyton Manning-like season, without a Super Bowl ring, of course. Ultimately, I think this is the last ride for Ben, and honestly, it's been one hell of a career. I think the priority for the franchise now should be to train up some of those younger guys on the bench. You know, you just picked up Dwayne Haskins, and maybe if Ben can be that mentor, that leader, maybe Dwayne Haskins can step in as soon as Ben steps off. But if they don't try to train people up, and Mike Tomlin doesn't learn to adjust, and that defense doesn't step it up this next season to really carry the weight of the offense, it's hard to see Big Ben walk away with another championship ring. Thanks for watching. Like I mentioned, we are getting so close to 100K. So now, as you guys noticed, you see my face, you're welcome, I guess. Yes. But yeah, so if you want to be entered in the giveaway for an NFL jersey of your choice, just go ahead and follow Jackson and I on Instagram and post a screenshot of you subscribed with the bell notification on your Instagram story, then tag us both for your chance to win an NFL jersey of your choice. Again, guys, thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.